Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge both went yard again, and so did Gunnar Henderson. We are witnessing some of the greatest primes ever. But because we just talked about Aaron Judge, we have to talk about his teammates looking like Little League players lately. Glaber, he straight up looks depressed. His former teammate Kyle Higashioka sent San Diego into a frenzy. They went slam Diego again, and Jared Kelenic, has he officially arrived? We'll talk about it later on. We're going to break all of that down and more in today's MLB Recap, and don't forget, Recap is presented by SeatGeek. Use code Fuzzy to save 20 bucks off all of your tickets. And if you guys have not downloaded Underdog Fantasy, be sure to use code Fuzzy. When you do, you'll get a $250 bonus cash credit and a free pick'em. You're welcome. No, your eyes do not deceive you. That is, in fact, Dallas Keuchel. The Brewers picked him up a few days ago. If you guys don't remember, Dallas Keuchel won a Cy Young with the Astros a few years ago, and ever since that point, he's been awful. It's 1-0 Rangers. When Yelich, he made some history. That is Christian's 200th career stolen base. He's the 54th player ever in the 200 club. He joins Mike Trout, McCutchen, Altuve, and J-Ram as the only other active players in that club. Uh-oh, did Jake Bauers just go yard? He did. The bases were loaded, so that is a grand slam, his second grand slam of the season. I guess that reminded the Rangers that they could also go yard, and man, they tattooed some baseballs. Nate Lowe, he went the other way for a 2-run home run, and Jonah Heim, he blasted off as well, so he ties things at 4-4. Texas, they actually stole the lead on a Grossman single, but check this out. Derek Hill, he misjudged a Jackson Chourio base hit, and it got past them. Chourio, he can fly, which is bad news for Rangers fans because that is now an inside the Parker that reties things, and a few moments later, Jackson, he clutched up with the leather. That's not the smoothest catch ever. He kind of misjudged it as well, but he kept Adolis off the bases, and Andrew Monasterio, he walks it off, and there you go. The Brewers are 1-0 in the Dallas Keuchel era. Now, to make matters worse for Rangers fans and why Texas has come out and said that they need to make some moves at the deadline, Seattle bounced back against the Rays. Yandy, he's on the cusp of Rays history. I do want to say that he dunks one in. He ties Jason Bartlett for the longest hit streak in Rays history at 19 games. Skipping to the third because nothing came of that Yandy base hit. Yandy's at it again. Seattle, they got caught in no man's land. Diaz, he's safe at first base, and Jose Caballero, his elite speed allows him to score from second base on an infield single. That was the only run allowed by George Kirby all game long. Ryan Pepio, the starting pitcher for the Rays, he was very good as well. The dude had 8 punch outs over 5 1/3. Now, he did allow a base runner to get on before he was taken out, and Cal Raleigh, he found a barrel. That ball is way gone. His 3-run home run was all the Mariners needed, as Kirby, he was so sick. He went 6 innings, 7 strikeouts. I'm shocked they took him out at 87 pitches. He's one of my favorite pitchers to watch in all of baseball because he almost walks no one. JP Crawford, 2 more RBIs for him. Good thing that he did that because closer Andres Munoz, he forgot how to pitch. He walked a few. He allowed a run to score. He owes Trent Thornton a steak dinner or in and out for a week because he gets the double play. They seal the W. The Mariners beat the Rays 5-2. If you're a Mariners fan, you're thanking the baseball gods because the Mariners, they have to stack as many wins as possible because, like we said yesterday, the Astros, they're on fire. They just won their 7th straight game. I'm going to spoil it right now. They're officially back to 500. And what's crazy is they've won back-to-back games without driving in a single run on an extra base hit. It was basically all singles or some sort of small ball or sac flies or a Rockies mistake. Not one RBI on an extra base hit. Yiner, he made it 1-0, and Altuve, he drove in Salazar. Spencer Arrighetti, we call him Spencer Spaghetti because we kind of have to. There's Jonathan Loaisiga, we call him Johnny Lasagna. Spencer Arrighetti, Spencer Spaghetti. He turned the Rockies offense into cooked noodles. They just looked limp and lifeless. He struck out 10 over 7 scoreless. He only allowed 3 base hits as well. If he and Hunter Brown live up to the expectations, man, even without Javier and a few other pitchers from that rotation, the Astros can have some serious, nasty stuff in that rotation. After a third Rockies error, it's now 5-0 Houston when Yiner Diaz, he made it a 6 spot. He has 40 RBIs on the season. He's hitting .340 in June with 17 RBIs in 17 games. Jeremy Pena, that's an RBI single. And again, for the first time in 2024, the Astros have a 500 record. They're 14-6 over their last 20. They keep pace with the Mariners with a W. They're only 4.5 games back of first place. Now, before we talk about the Yankees' recent implosion and their 4 through 9 hitters looking like little leaguers, we have to talk about Shohei. He's done it. He made history history. Not only does he have 11 home runs over the last 3 weeks, but that gives him a Dodgers franchise record with 10 straight games driving in a run. That is 10 consecutive games with an RBI. Over his last 71 games, he has 25 home runs, 15 stolen bases, a .331 batting average. He's outpacing Gunnar Henderson right now. He's on pace for the first ever 50 home run, 30 stolen base season while recovering from a torn UCL. Teoscar, he lifted a sac fly. And Freddie Freeman, he plates 2 more on a ringing double to right field. Starting pitcher Gavin Stone, he got some help as home plate umpire. Ooh, that's a bad pitch. Now, Gavin, he's going to try and go all 9, but listen to this. Former Braves All-Star Mike Soroka, who I think tore his Achilles twice, or maybe it was an ACL the second time. It was the Achilles first. He's been going through it. He had 7 strikeouts over 3 shutout relief innings. I love that for him. So he matches Gavin Stone's 7 strikeouts, but Gavin, he can say that he just missed a Maddox. He threw a complete game shutout on 103 pitches. A Maddox is a CG shutout in under 100 pitches. That's the first time an LA rookie has gone a complete game shutout since Hungjin Ryu in 2013, 11 years ago. That makes me feel old. The Dodgers, they are officially 20 games over 500. And before we move on, I do want to show this clip right here. The Bat Boy saved their $700 million man. Ohtani was in the crosshairs of that foul ball, but give that dude free Dodger dogs for life, or just cut him a check for like $2 million because you saved the $2 million man, Ohtani. Because, yeah, that's how much he's making. I'm going to need a temperature check from Yankees fans. Please let me know in the comments what you're feeling because you lost by 10 to the Mets. JD Martinez dumped one in, and Francisco Alvarez, he muscles one to right field. It leaves. What a swing. That is not easy to do on a line drive or off of Luis Gil. Alvarez, he wasn't done with the RBI extra base hits. Soto, he looked like a baby giraffe on that. I mean, his legs were chopping. His upper half looked like a bobblehead. His mechanics sometimes just blow me away. Now, that's rich for me to say considering I am a college dropout talking about baseball, but he shouldn't be in right field and Citi Field. He should be in left. The Mets went up 6 after a walk and sac fly when Harrison Bader, he's got to feel on top of the world. He smokes his second 2-run extra base hit of the series. Aaron Judge, he's been doing that all season long, just multi-RBI extra base hit after another. His 2-run blast makes him the first man to 30. He's back on pace for 60. Also, by the way, he has 77 RBIs. He's on pace for 154 RBIs. That was it for the Yankees because Tyrone Taylor, he stole back those runs and then some. That is a 3-run home run. And Bader again. What a year he's having. He has 6 home runs, a 116 OPS plus, 11 stolen bases, and very good defense. Vientos had an RBI single, but I'm just going to cut it right there. That's a game and series to forget if you're a Yankees fan. What is going on? And by the way, the Mets, I think they're 15-5 over their last 20. That's really good. On the other hand, Gleyber has looked completely dejected this entire year. He got benched for a mental reset. He's hitting .215 on the season with a 78 OPS plus. He's a free agent after this year, so he's costing himself millions and millions of dollars. And that's because not only is he hitting .215 with not a lot of pop, his strikeouts have skyrocketed as well. The defense is below average. I kind of feel bad for the guy. Without Stanton, the Yankees' 4 through 9 hitters have been basically useless lately. The Yankees are going to be fine, but everyone in the lineup chose to slump at the exact same time. They're going to bounce back eventually. Yankees fans put on their Guardians caps because they need Cleveland to complete the sweep of the Orioles. Jhonkensy Noel launched his bat. So this is his first career at bat. The first time he ever swung, his bat went flying, and then on his very next swing, again, something's flying, but this time it's the baseball. I call this the first Noel. God, I miss Christmas. Like, I'm in Vegas. It's 113 degrees. I need autumn and winter back. It's way too hot right now. Listen, I know that Aaron Judge is probably going to win MVP, but Henderson, actually, so there's an RBI single before we show his home run. Gabriel Arias launched one to left field, his third. He has some of the best bat speeds in Major League Baseball. That's why he gets so much leash from the Guardians. But, I mean, Gunnar Henderson has some of the best bat speeds of anyone. He's a freak of nature. What he's doing is not fair. He's got 26 home runs before July. He's a 22-year-old shortstop who's playing platinum defense. He also is on pace for almost 30 stolen bases. Grayson Rodriguez, he struck out the side in the 7th inning. His changeup looked all-time nasty. I'm not even joking. Opponents have a 181 batting average on his changeup this year, so it's tied at 2. Grayson, he's going to get the W because Cedric, he launched his 8th, I think it's his 8th, yeah, his 8th home run of the year, and then Ryan O'Hearn, he has 10 on the year. I'm sorry, Yankees fans, but the Orioles, they grabbed 3 solo home runs for the lead, and Craig Kimbrell, he struck out 3 for a 17 save. The Orioles are officially in the 50W club, and I would say that these teams kind of remind me of each other. They're both top 5 in run scoring on offense, but their pitching rotations have been completely decimated by injury, so they do remind me a lot of each other. For the first time in a while, the Guardians lost, and both the Twins and the Royals won. Brady Singer was battling Valente Belloso. I hope that I said that right, but he's making his debut. Singer, he gets a strikeout. Valente Belloso went 5 innings. He only struck out 2, but the rookie went 5 scoreless on just 2 base hits. He even left with the lead, and if it sounds like I'm setting up something, it's because I am. Bobby Witt Jr., he wants 3 bases. Watching this guy run is like watching Sonic on my Dreamcast, where he's trying to outrun a whale. If you know, you know. That's his 8th triple. Vinny, he cashed in that RBI. Belloso's chances at a W, they're gone. He plates Bobby. Vinny's pumped up, and so is Salvi. His double put the Royals up by 1. Nick Lofton, he added to it, so it's now 3-1 Kansas City. Make it 5-1. Freddie Fermin drives in 2. He's batting .321 with runners in scoring position. Out of nowhere, the Royals pull out a 5-run inning from their hat, and they're dead last in scoring the last 15 days. For reference, they've scored 35 runs over the last 2 weeks. The Mets have scored 83. So the Royals, they have the talent to break out. They better do so soon. Minnesota was spraying loud extra base hits all night long. Jose Miranda, that is a base clearing double. He's hitting .293 with a near 140 OPS plus. Buxton had an RBI sac fly, but we're going to skip to more extra base hits. Trevor Larnach, he laced an RBI to right field, and Carlos Correa, he won't stop hitting. He had 3 more base hits in this one, and I audibly gasped when I saw his stats over the last 3 weeks. Over 19 games, Carlos is hitting .423 with an insane .630 slugging percentage. Lourdes, I'll show a couple of these because this was kind of like the only cool highlight from the Snakes. That's an RBI triple, I think. And Miranda, that's another double. He had 3 base hits as well, joining Correa. And Willie Castro, he's been so damn good. He's one of 5 players in the entire league with 20 doubles, 7 home runs, and 8 stolen bases. The Twins, they win easy 8-3. In the AL Central, they now have 3 teams with 44 or more wins. They're the only division in baseball that can say that. This was the Kyle Higashioka game. He belts a 2-run home run off of the rookie DJ Hers, and after Kyle got on again in the 4th inning, he scored on a base hit from Jerkson Profar. Profar has 55 RBIs. I thought that he was going to come back down to earth. No, he keeps on getting better and better. Dylan Cease, he was fantastic. He went 7 innings for the 3rd time this year. He struck out 9 Nationals and only allowed 1 measly little base hit. Here we go. Kyle Higashioka said, "Welcome back, Slam Diego." I think that's the 2nd Grand Slam of the week by a Padre. Higashioka has 7 home runs over his last 15 games. The Padres absolutely won the Higashioka trade. I am being facetious. I'll show some Washington highlights because they almost made the comeback. Like, good thing Kyle hit that slam because the Padres would be losing after the Washington Nationals went off for 5 in the final frame. Lane Thomas and Luis Garcia both had a 2-run double. And then Harold Ramirez, I guess he's on the Nationals now. I mean, it took a bit longer than they thought, but the Padres, they do sweep the Nationals, and if the season ended today, the Padres would make the playoffs via the wild card. Matt Vierling is facing off versus the former Tiger Spencer Turnbull. I'm just happy to see Turnbull back as a starter. He went 2 shutout after allowing that home run to Matt Vierling. He was looking pretty locked in, but he leaves with shoulder soreness. Maybe he's not used to going 3 innings or something like that. Like, I love the Phillies and what they've done, but they have not treated Turnbull fair at all. I'm hoping that he's going to be okay. Anyway, Brandon Marsh just went Oppo Taco. That's his 7th home run and his first home run since April. Marshy came up again. This time he's got 2 runners on because stop my friend. He sped in there for a hustle double, and Marsh made it a big 4 RBI day. The bullpen was very good aside from Jose Alvarado. Just 1 base hit from the 4th inning to the 8th inning. Alvarado, he did allow a run, but he ends it with a nasty slider. Philly, they win their first road series since mid-May, which is crazy to say out loud. But regardless, they're still cruising at 53-27. That is 26 games over 500. Can Brian Reynolds get to 23 games? Please drop. Please drop. He gets it, a 23-game hit streak. That is the longest streak of anyone this year. Now, nothing came of it, so we're going to fast forward to the 2nd, where Captain Jack Sawinski, he blooped in the game's first run, and now he's on defense. He can really cover some ground, but he can't get there. India, he ties it with a long RBI double, but here comes the cannonballs. Rowdy Tellez, he got one to just leave. It is not easy to take a 96-mile-per-hour fastball that far the other way. McCutchen Attaboy, he's got 11. He has 310 for his career. Jason DeLay adds to the lead with a 2-run double. He gave Luis Ortiz all the confidence that he needed to go out there and shred. Ortiz went 6 innings. He tied a career high with 7 strikeouts. And then look at this, the former Reds closer, he was tasked with ending the game. He wraps it up with 102. The Pirates have won 2 in a row. The Reds, they desperately need back Noelvi Marte and Christian Encarnacion Strand. Here we go. We have a doubleheader, and I'll just spoil game 1 because it was all Braves. Ramon Laureano beat out a double play, so that's an RBI. And Zach Shore, I think he must have heard what I said. I basically questioned why he's employed. He jolts a 2-run single. By the way, he has no idea who I am, but it's nice to see him putting the ball in play. Jared Kelenic, I think he's arrived. Can I say that? Because not only did he drive a run on that single, he had 3 base hits and a stolen base by the 6th inning. His 3rd hit was a 2-run tater. Maybe it's just one of those Kelenic hot streaks where he goes off and then he craters back down to earth. But I mean, if Profar can keep on raking, Kelenic can as well. He's hitting .321 with 9 extra base hits and 3 stolen bases in June. He's still striking out a ton, but I'm praying that this sticks. Raisel Iglesias did not get the save, but he strikes out 2 to end it. The Braves, they get their 44th W, but they're not going to get W45 because Alec Burleson has been him this year. His 2-run 2-bagger was all that St. Louis needed because the Braves, they were held to 1 run in game number 2 of the doubleheader. This might be hyperbolic, but I think that this was the biggest start of any starter for the Cardinals this year. I don't care about Sonny or anyone else. They traded Randy Arozarena for this kid, Matthew Liberatore, and this was his best start as a big leaguer. He's been awful the last few years ever since he was traded. He went 6 shutout on 2 base hits with 8 punch outs. You got to tip your cap. Cardinals fans, they've been foaming at the mouth for this, and they got it for once. Kelenic drove in the Braves' lone run, and again, that was it for the Braves. Goldie, he saves Arenado as Nolan just kind of airmailed the throw, but Goldie stepped off and he made the tag. Goldie, he then singled in Dylan Carlson a few moments later, and that is a 9-game hit streak, by the way. Goldie, he's on the move. He steals second base. That means that this single from Brennan Donovan is now an RBI single. Ryan Helsley struck out Adam Duvall to end it. He has 28 saves. He is on pace to be the only 50-save closer in baseball this year. He's on pace for 54. The Cardinals, they have the 6th best ERA over the last month, and they're the 2nd team in the wild card, just ahead of the Padres and right behind the Braves. You guys want to hear something insane? We've only had 3 Haydens ever in the history of baseball, and 2 of them are starting against each other in this game. We have Hayden Birdsong, like bird and song. That is a real name. He's facing Hayden Wesneski. Michael Busch, he's down looking. The kid can really shove it. Like Birdsong can get up to 98 on the fastball. Bellinger pops up for a 1-2-3 first. The second wasn't as easy. Pete Crow Armstrong, he is so much fun to watch. He singled home the game's first run. Now, Birdsong did get out of that frame with just the 1 run allowed, and now he's winning. Conforto with a 2-run blast. And check this out, David Villar. Or I shouldn't say that. It's David VR. Good Lord, 433 feet to make it back-to-back home runs. Hayden Birdsong, he's back out there. He walks Pete in the 4th inning, which is not great. The hit and run, it hurt him bad. Pete Crow Armstrong, he scores from first on a single. He might be the new fastest player in baseball. He just ran at 30.2 feet per second. That passes Ellie De La Cruz at 30.1 feet per second. But spoiler alert, Bobby Witt Jr. still leads the pack with a 30.4 feet per second sprint speed. Birdsong was trying to go 5 innings, and there goes the lead. Seiya Suzuki said, "See ya," his 9th of the year. But look who that is. Luis Matos, he's back. He started off 2024 on fire before being sent down after like a bad 11-game stretch. Maybe it worked out. Maybe he found something. Duvall, he got his 19th save. Brett Wisely had a scorcher ground ball hit right towards him. He fields it. He makes the play. The Cubs, they've lost 4 in a row. They're last place in the Central. The final game of the day, we had a weird moment in the 2nd inning. Max Schumann, he doubles for 2 RBIs, but check this out. Armando Alvarez, the rookie, he pushed Kyle McCann to go back and tag home plate because McCann missed it. You can't do that. But again, Kyle 100% missed home plate. What is he doing? There was no throw. That was an easy play. He looked like a baby giraffe as well, trying to score. Oh man, this sucks. A starter Joey Estes, he got hosed on a strike call. That's ball 4 instead. He's out after striking out 8. He was 1 out away from 6 scoreless. Austin Adams, I mean, he's been very bad lately. He walked Luis Guillorme, and well, Mickey Moniak, he got hit by a pitch. He's handed a free RBI. In steps Zach Neto. He clears the bases. This kid is so good. They call him Big Papa. It has to be his walk-up song or something like that. The kid now has 18 doubles, 10 home runs, 35 RBIs, 10 stolen bases. Matt Thaiss, he made it a 5-run 6th inning, and that pretty much sealed things up. Carlos Estevez, he wasn't available, so the A's get 1 on a Schumann sac fly. Should have been a 3 RBI day for him. The Angels, they sweep the A's. They're 9.5 games back of a wild card spot. Could you imagine if Rendon and Trout come back? They play like prime Rendon and Trout, and they go on a magical run. I'd be down for that. Guys, that does it for today's recap. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate all of the support. You guys are amazing. Enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy the web gems.
But the game dictates. Espinal barehand, tough play.
In the count, the 4th to deliver a run. This off the end of the bat, and a sliding catch.
Volpe hits it sharply. Vientos with a diving stop, gets up, one hop throw, and a smoked toward right center. Diving grab,
on the ground. Chapman picks it up, throws.
jokes the other way. Hayward is there. 2 gone.
That one hung, and there's Santana at